classic heavy metal was born in Britain. You represent the new wave. Where does it all come from?
I think it's a great time. I think it's a great time now, 2011. The heavy metal genre thing's been growing for the last 5-6 years. Magazines are selling more. We're selling more. TV companies are talking more about us. So, just as a you know a genre of music, I think it's as popular now as it's been since the 80s. So I can't really tell you why. I mean England is a breeding ground of rock music, and obviously so is Scandinavia now. Finland and Sweden and Norway have their own brand of bands. I think in 1979 when we were writing Wheels of Steel, our second album, I think we found our path.
Yes.
I think we found our our place in the history of rock music.
Yes.
We found our place there, and we kept to it for quite some time, and then we veered off a bit, and now we've gone back to it again. So, it's a great thing, music really.
Yeah.
It's not a tsunami, is it? Yeah. Yeah, it's a speedboat. We should rent a boat, shouldn't we? We should be doing the interview on a boat.
That's cool. Yeah.
I just think music's great, isn't it? I mean, there's a legacy of music, a legacy of songs that young fans get into. They like the sort of heaviness, but with the melody. They're very anthemic songs, aren't they? Saxon, Priest, Maiden, Aussie as well. It's just a great style of music, and also you've got some of the older fans that are coming back to the music as well, and sometimes they bring their kids, so it's a generation thing. We like to play. We like to give 100%, and we also like to involve our audience in our performance. So it's not just about getting people to go hey, hey, hey. It's about picking the songs that people want to hear, and playing our music how it should be played. Heavy, powerful, with passion. That's what it's all about. I mean, all the bands that are still around are pretty unique, I think. That's the one thing, that they all have their own style, whether it be Motorhead or Judas Priest or Maiden or Saxon, they all have their own particular style of playing metal music, really. There is a spirit of the 80s on the album, definitely. And, my friend Toby that co-produced it with me, he wanted us to go back to a more of a 80s attitude of lyric writing and writing guitar riffs. So we did, actually. We went, not on every song. And the production on the album is very, it's very, how can I put it? It's very dynamic. We've sort of concentrated on actually the guitar sounds and the way that they're played, and not gone for, tracks of digital sounds and choirs and things. It's more basic, more dynamic, the album. A lot purer, I think. And it's getting great reviews around the world. So obviously people are digging what we're doing. They're enjoying that we've gone back a little bit and not sound so European, maybe. Yeah, Chasing the Bullet's a great song. It's actually that's a term I invented for having to rush to get something done. Chasing the Bullet. And basically we were trying to rush the album because we were late with the album. So we, came up with this thing, Chasing the Bullet. So yeah, I like that track. I mean, there's tracks on there for everybody, really. If you're into that Wheels of Steel beat, then Chasing the Bullet's the one, really. I think it's a great album. I think it instantly sounds good, and then it grows on you as well. So I think people will discover Mists of Avalon and things like that later, after they've listened to the album or what.
Did it take a long time to make?
No, it was quite quick, actually. It took us about 4 or 5 weeks to actually record it. and then I think it took us about, we sent it away to be mixed, so I think it took about 10 days to mix it. So in all about 6.5 weeks, 7 weeks. So, you know, but because we weren't doing tons of digital stuff to it, then we were just concentrating on the performance and the passion of the vocals and the solos, you know, being great. So that's really what our emphasis was on, not particularly making it sound perfect. So we're building a Ferrari, not a Mercedes. You know, we tend to write, you know, if we're going to write anything about some dark thing, we'd write about Attila the Hun or something, or, you know, a real evil person rather than somebody that's, you know, nobody knows who exists or not. So, you know, so we don't really do many demon songs, if you know what I mean. We've done a couple, but no. We're more likely to do something about vampires or something, you know, something like that. The chemistry of the band is great. So I think this is the best Saxon that there's really ever been. I mean, people will probably say the first Saxon was better, but, you know, it's as good as that. It's as good as the first Saxon. I think great songs is one big thing. I think staying loyal to our fans is another. I think going a bit crazy in the late 80s and coming back from that was, you know, I think that's the success. We didn't sort of lose it. You know, we just kept going really. We've been touring since March, and we started in Greece. I think the 2 Greece gigs were, you know, they're fanatical in Greece for our music, so they're very hard to beat, the Greek audience. But I think we've had some great moments on tour. I mean, yesterday was a fantastic moment. In Sweden Rock, we headlined the rock stage, about 35,000 people. It was great. You know, the album went in the Swedish charts today at 19, which is pretty cool. I think this tour has been our best tour for a long, long time, because it is a proper European tour, and you know, I think people are genuinely excited to see us, and I think the whole tour has been a high point. Really, I really do. It's not finished yet. It doesn't finish till the 18th of December. So, you know, we're coming back to Sweden and maybe Finland again after the summer. You know, so that would be good. But I think we'll probably do another 3 or 4 weeks in Europe, you know, because the album's strong. Give it a push, you know, and that's what we're going to do. Well, a dream gig, I think a dream gig would be nothing too, it wouldn't be a big gig. It would be, you know, like 3,000 or 4,000 people, the Saxon fans. That would be a great gig. We do gigs like that all the time, so, you know, we live our dream. But I like the sort of, you know, middle centre gigs. I like playing big gigs like Wacken and Sonispheres. It's great. But, you know, sometimes you don't have the lights. You're in daylight, and it's not quite as atmospheric. So, yeah, I think, you know, 3,000 or 4,000 people in a nice venue with a fantastic sound, you know, possibly with no dB limit, so you can make it nice and loud. That'd be great. We have great memories of Finland. You know, we've played Finland. We didn't play Finland a lot in the 80s, but we did come to Finland in the 80s. We played. My memories of Finland are crazy people that drink like fish. One of my big memories of Finland when we first came. I always remember somebody threw me this bag on stage, like made out of some animal parts, and they were going, drink. I was like, drinking, you know. I couldn't sing for like 5 minutes. It like totally, you know. So I don't know what that was. Probably petrol and reindeer piss. I don't know what it was, but it was like really fiery, and so I didn't do that again. But yeah, we've done some great gigs in Finland. In fact, the last 2 or 3 times we've sold out our shows in Finland, so we have quite a good following here. You know, we did the Sonisphere with Metallica, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, we love Finland actually. I mean, you know, we obviously, I live in the north of England, so I have the same mentality. You know, it's cold,
Yes.
and it snows, and you know, and so for me, you know, Northern Europe is my home. So you know, it's only across the water where I live in Yorkshire, really. So I live by the North Sea, the other side of the North Sea, basically. So yeah, so I can walk the dogs on the beach. It's pretty cool. I mean, we're going to do an album or a DVD next year with an orchestra, with the Philharmonic Orchestra. And we're going to do, we've already got Crusader, who's already finished for the scoring of it. And, you know, we've got a song on this album with an orchestra on there. So, yeah, I think that would be a good project to do. So, we do have a DVD that's been produced at the moment called Heavy Metal Thunder Live, Eagles over Wacken. So I think there's 4 or 5 Wacken shows there, and I think a couple of recordings from this tour on there as well. This is Biff from Saxon. You're watching Wave 100. Rock off your eyebrows.